Hi everybody, this is Sue, and I just wanted to share with you a mini album that I made for my sister using a technique of bead and wire binding that Anna Sari had posted a tutorial on back in, I think, September. It was that she had done it. I call the album a moment in time, so that when she puts it in, it's just obviously pictures that catch that. This is Meyer Road chipboard that I had used and just painted with a Ranger crackle paint, the Tim Holtz Distress Crackle Paints. I made the flower using a punch from Marvy, and these are just some little EK Success flower punches, and then some basic gray bling. On this page is a couple of tags that I stamped using a large stamp from Harmony Stamps, and it's a large doily stamp. It's an almost 8 by 10 stamp, I think, and I just did some journaling spots to the back, and it's the same two cards. This is a piece of acetate that I used some embossing powder, white embossing powder on, created a side pocket, and then put a piece of antique lace on top of it. This is a Tim Holtz trinket pin that says treasure. I meant Tim Holtz, not Tim Holtz. This is a grunge board frame that I cut out by hand and placed there. My sister will be able to slide a picture in behind like this and put it in. And then I cut these flowers using a Marvy punch and then colored them using a alcohol inks, some Adirondack alcohol inks. I think it's the cranberry I used, and I just lightened it a bit with a bit of water, watered it down, and then just green. On this page here is I used the Heidi Swapp butterfly mask and then cut these butterflies out of the paper that's put on the back. Made these flowers out of with the Marvy punch, used in Ink Boutique flourish stamp and embossed it in gold. Cut these with a stamp, I think it's Plaid, that put out these stamps, and what it is they're little tickets, and they say love, and I embossed them with a very light embossing powder in a light green, created a pocket. This is pretty much the same page. On here she can place this as a photo mat, and then I did these like fortune and the journaling behind, so she could write what the picture was about. Again, the butterfly and the Ink Boutique flourish. On this page I made some little flowers with acetate using a technique that was demonstrated by my Butterfly Kisses 12, and these are the I used some black embossing powder on the side, a heat gun, and created these little lollipop flowers. The mat that is here, make sure is just a craft paper that I used, and then I distressed it using the Vintage Photo and the Aged Mahogany, and then I painted over the whole thing with the Rock Candy Crackle medium. On this page I just created a larger piece of matting this is a basic gray flourish chipboard that I painted again with the crackle paints, and the picture can slide behind. There's several trinkets here that I bought. One says love. The trinket pin says friends, and then just a small glass antique bead that I had. On this page I put a Prima flower. I painted into the edging with the crackle paint in this is, I think, antique copper, and then I made these journaling spots with space for a photo on the back, and distressed them and stamped them and then put them in this little pocket. On this side I used a piece of muslin, and I did image transfer from Burberry ad that I had downloaded. And the ad is from, I think, 1914. And then I sewed it down to a piece of scalloped paper that I distressed using, again, the crackle paints. And then left it open on the one side as a pocket to again add a few more tags that I stamped and distressed and put some journaling spots on the back. This page is very simple. It's just a journaling spot. These are actually Prima leaves that I used. I cut this flower using the Marvy Daisy Punch, and then I just put UD on top and colored it out in, and there's some glitter in the UD that was displayed by a piece of craft.com, Marion Smith there, and then just a few little what do we call dewdrops that I colored with alcohol ink, and then I put a flourish that I cut using a Cricut die. This is just a little accordion fold that I made so that it would give room for pictures and for journaling, and on both sides, so there's several opportunities for that. On this side, I made a chipboard frame that I backed with a piece of paper that I distressed using Vintage Photo ink, and then I painted it with the Vintage Photo crackle paint, and made a hinge for that so that it covered this opportunity for several pictures, photo mats to be put on. And again, I passed all of these papers into a Cuttlebug embossing folder. These are some Prima Bling that I bought at Michael's, and I put some of the Judykins diamond glaze on each of the dots to make it look like raindrops had fallen. On this side, this is again a flower that I had cut out using my Cuttlebug, and I sprayed the paper with walnut ink, and then dried and shaped it, and I then put the flowers together, and in behind this I put a basic gray bling, and on this page too I used the Judykins diamond glaze on each of the dots to give it that shiny kind of wet look. And then there's just the back page to the whole book. Anyway, that's the album. I hope you liked it, and leave a comment, please.